Bro. What's up, guys? What's going on, everybody who's around? Seeking out reference from this picture I'm gonna draw. Should have done this before I started the live. My only friend, city of angels, lonely and dying. Son of a bitch. Take me all the way, yeah, yeah, yeah. Nobody out there, that I'm all alone. At least I have her. Say that she loves me. Knowing about it, together we cry. I don't ever wanna be like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way. I don't ever wanna be like I did that day. Take me to the place I love. Take me all the way.
So I have a lot of cats.
NPC Tony, how long did it take me to get decent at drawing? How can I answer that question? I don't think I've even made it yet. It's like it's a never-ending process with no end game, you know. It's just a constantly learning process, and I've always been kind of okay, you know, but I'm still not a fraction anywhere near what I wish I was. All I see is how much better what I do could be, and I see artists that I admire, and whether it's professionals or just other, you know, quote unquote amateur artists just doing their own thing online, and I'm just like, well, these guys are all better than me. I need to really step up my game, but I mean, I'm just kind of okay, I guess. At Pro Shopping Cabela's, we believe fishing connects people. To celebrate Father's Day, we're offering
Do I ever miss grade school? Not really. That was 4 decades ago. It was fun for the most part. It's a fun memory. I miss life being that simple. Egg test tube, what's going on? How are you? Well, I do the layouts first, obviously. I know what the page layout's going to be. Like, this is the extent of my page layout right there. Just those rough sketches, and then I'm like, all right, I'll just do a man's face, girl's face. It's like shot, reverse shot, and then the two of them together. And then we get into some adult content on the next page. Good Lord. It's going to be very naughty.
the Meat family has finally gained a member. Meet Applewood Smoked Ham. Smoked is their middle name. 2 for 7, ham and fresh milk. Arby's, we have the meat.
Yeah, I wouldn't curse my character to look that dumb. Well, thanks, test tube. It's just, I don't know, observation, application, and repetition, I guess. Somebody was asking me just a little bit earlier, how long did it take me to get to be good at drawing? And I'm like, I'm still not. You know, I'm still working on it. I've come a long ways from when I started, when I was younger, but I just get frustrated when I see other artists that I know that I really like, and they've been so good since they were in their like late teens, early 20s, and they just got better and better and better. And I'm just sitting here like starting to basically approach old man status, and I'm like, I feel like I'm just barely getting to a place where I'm like not embarrassed to show what I'm doing. Like, I don't know what the missing formula is, because I draw all the time. I mean, I guess technically speaking, I am in terms of drawing. I am the best I've ever been. But I just, hear a lot of people talk about you get older and your skills fade, and I keep wondering, will I lose touch? Am I losing touch? Is what I want to do not interesting to anybody anymore? Am I a dying relic trying to hold on to my past joys of childhood and my dreams of making comics? And I'm like, it's just my mind just wandering and a bunch of negative self-talk. I'm like, just fucking make it, because I'm not making any money doing this shit. Not anything to like sustain me. I do it just because I love it, and I guess I just tell myself that if people, I happen to find a small group of people that happen to enjoy the process along the way, I'm happy to have anyone. And if my constantly banging away at the projects inspires other people to do the same, well, then that's good. I'll take that. See, I don't even know if I get kind of lost in the semantics of like calling it publishing a book. I printed a book, and anybody can do that. I don't know if I'm just defeating the thought, but I'm like, I made a book and I printed it. Yes. I don't know if I call that publishing, because publishing to me implies it's got like a distributor and it's out to people's hands, and so I don't know. I just might be arguing something that doesn't matter. But yeah, to me, publishing the word kind of carries a connotation that's different from just I drew some stuff and then I printed it and I'm holding it. But I can say that I've made a project and I finished it, and you can hold it and read it and see it and love it or hate it or whatever.
Looks like we've told people living in Houston not to get car insurance, so you only pay for what you use. For the last time.
I am, this book that I'm doing now, I'm going to do a crowdfunder on it. I'm putting a lot of thought into it, of what's going to be in it, what it's going to look like.
Appetizing ingredients, more like $600 in coupons.
Yeah, Mr. Reddy, I'm 48, but, the farther you get into life, you never know when something just might happen that could you just don't have the power of youth driving you forward anymore. You know what, Egg Test Tube? I like that. I'm going to screenshot that thought. We are relics, but from the last bastion of peak civilization, which I agree with. So we got a lot of things to say and communicate to the younger people. And we are from the fun generation. That is very, very true, man. Egg test tube. You got a date tomorrow night? All right, buddy, get it. You want to hear what a coward I am? I I know this chick online who's an artist and everything, and I sent her a message asking her if she wanted to get together sometime, and she didn't see the message for 4 hours. She did it. It was on, you know, delivered but not read, and I chickened out and I removed the message and I backed it out. I was so anxious sitting around waiting for the inevitable no. It could have been a yes, but I just I chicken dicked out and I just backed it out and just hid the mess. Like I deleted the message so she never saw it. I'm like, I am such a chicken shit, big giant coward. But here we are. Yeah, that's the problem. I sent it, but all I could do was think about it, and it was driving me nuts. So forget it. Yeah, it's for Bloodstrike Dome. For context, for anyone that cares, the context is that we cut back to the broken down warehouse where the two girls were hanging out. They're doing post, they did undescribable things in previous pages, so they're kind of standing around waiting for the next scene. Then there's a big giant flash behind them, and then our heroes come busting through, surprising them through the teleportation. There's a panel here I haven't finished. He grabs back his missing part in a jar. The girl gets mouthy with him, so his buddy vaporizes her, leaves his dickless buddy to kind of hammer out the final details with her. And so our hero, our masked ninja, he unmasks himself for the first time, and so we get to see him unmasked for the first time. So that's where we're at. Daniel Bedrosian, what is up, sir? Everyone say hi to the most badass keyboard player you've ever known. Discouraged Comics asks, Robert, your videos pre-recorded and scheduled? They always come out on time in the morning. Yeah, I mean, that's the only way I could do it. I have to pre-record them and schedule them. Like for example, I go onto my YouTube Studio app. There's just everything lined up right here. So we got, X-Men 17 was yesterday, Ninjak #2. Tomorrow is Spawn. Then there's Batman, All-Star Batman #5, and then the Captain America books after Liefeld took off. So I've got stuff scheduled up through Monday. So if I'm good with my schedule, tomorrow or probably Sunday, I'll record a bunch more and just get ahead of time. The idea is to record a bunch of videos and have them uploaded so I can then focus on drawing for the rest of the week. And then I'll take a day during the weekend to record videos for the channel. It's all about time management and prioritizing. Yeah. I've said sometimes it feels like a second job, but I mean, it's provided connections to people like professional comic artists or professional comic artists and or badass musicians who for some reason enjoy my content and I get to call them friend. And then just random people who I get to call just friends in general, artists and stuff like that. Um, and I'm lucky enough that my videos are getting enough views that I get a little bit of ad revenue. And considering how I got my ass ripped off recently, that actual money has actually been a lifesaver. It's not much, but at this point, every little bit helps. So I count myself to be very fortunate. Discouraged comics. I mean, I plan them. I just go dig it through. It's made me realize how many damn comics I've got. When I first started, I thought I'd burn through everything really fast, but I'm like, I've got mountains of stuff. I've got like 15 or 16 long boxes full of stuff. It's kind of crazy. I'm like, I collected this much stuff, and then I buy some stuff that I haven't had before, occasional new thing, things like that. Um, and on occasion, I'll revisit something. Like I did some of my favorite comics in my first couple of months when I had like 200 subscribers. Now that I've got 6,600, what am I at? I am at 6,614. So sometimes I'll revisit a book just because I've got a bigger audience that might be more interested in seeing it than I did when I first started. But, I plan and try to space things out and try to give a little bit of variety. But I also, people ask me if I've got a bunch of different types of books. And I'm like, I only have what I collected. I mean, I've just got my personal tastes and likes and dislikes. So I don't have everything. I just have what I have. And so some people get pissy with me, like, you should, why don't you review this? I'm like, I don't have it. And it's hard to find. And I'm not made of money, so. But I've had people send me books. They got a pile of extra stuff, and that's incredibly generous of people. I have not heard of a character named Slapstick. Discouraged comics. I'm into manga, not specifically. I've never really read almost anything. I've one or two little things, but not enough to call myself a connoisseur by any means at all. It's not my favorite, but again, I haven't read much. And when I look at selections of stuff, it seems like it's just infinite walls of books. Like a series goes on for 27 volumes. I'm like, I don't even know where to start. So it's yeah, I know, Gate, and I think you've said that before. Just start at the beginning, but I'm like, I just, I don't. I feel like I'm always so like pressed for time anyway. Like starting a whole new series, just on something that doesn't specifically interest me in the first place. I don't know. It's not high on my list of priorities. I absolutely respect the art medium. One way, I mean, I can say that I can demonstrate that I kind of, put respect on the name of manga comics is whenever I mention like the highest selling comic I mentioned, American Comics, X-Men #1's the highest selling comic. I always be sure to vocalize it as it's the highest selling American comic. I think a lot of people who don't know forget the fact that, as I understand it, the numbers, like manga, like in Japan, the sales like blow American comics out of the water. Like it's not even close. So, you can't say highest selling comic book ever. You can say American comic book, sure. But manga, as I understand it, is just far and away, like way above American comics. Um, so I've always been sure to, whenever I mention it, I mention, X-Men #1 by Jim Lee. It's like, yeah, it's the highest selling American comic. Yeah, Gaten, the great thing about manga is that they don't divert into huge crossover nonsense. That is a giant um, point in their favor, 100%. Yeah, I get that. Dr. Wargod needs help soothing his borderline pain. Somebody get Dr. Wargod some vodka and a cheap hooker and a line of Coke. That's my prescription. Somebody hook me up with that. That'd make me forget most of my troubles. I mean, it'll definitely make you feel better for at least a little while. I can't guarantee the long term. I guess it depends on how well you handle your alcohol, and if you find a clean hooker that doesn't give you something for the rest of your life, and if you're got a tendency or a predilection to be addicted to drugs. Because I wouldn't recommend farting around with coke in the slightest. I do all my lettering on the computer. The purists dislike that, and I 100% understand. But I like my art clean, and I understand that lettering on the board can look 1,000 times better, and it's more traditional for old school. And since I'm a guy who does everything old school, like paper, pencil, ink, that's how I want to do my stuff. But the idea of lettering by hand on the board, just it makes me want to slip my wrists. And I like keeping my art clean. So I don't even entertain the idea. It's a blue pencil. It's what I draw with. It's about dead. I've got this pencil extender. I make sure these soldiers fight to the last moment before I retire them. Um, but it's an erasable blue pencil. I've got another one ready to go. Prismacolor, coal erase, blue. I do this as the first step, then I do a light box with finished pencil. It's kind of newer to me in the last year doing comics like this, but I've learned to actually really like it. Trying to keep my pages as clean and nice as possible for my inker who's helping me out. Saying helping me out is an understatement. But, and I've actually learned to enjoy the process. I feel like I'm making pages that look, quote unquote, more professional without trying to sound egotistical about it. I promise. I'm trying to make them look as good as I can. And you know what? I actually keep all my, well, not all of them. I decided just to start keeping a bunch of them, and I'm gonna put them all in my hand here. I've got this little pocket. Um, Holy shit! There's way more in here than I thought there was. Where I just kind of put all my dead soldiers. Um, Holy shit! I feel like I could even use some of these a little bit more. There we go. Oh, I don't know why I got a white pencil in there. Oh, jeez, I'm trying to not drop them. Yeah. All these guys, some blue pencils and regular ones. Yeah, some of these I actually could get a little more life out of. I should actually put them back into service and use them up until they're a shattered husk of their former selves, useless to everything and everyone. And this is like, if I would have every pencil I've used for like my recent comics since I've started my YouTube channel, I'd have this pile times 10. Like, I've thrown away so many nubs. For some reason, I just started keeping them. It's like tracing my history. Dead Soldiers is my next comic. Well, that's kind of this Liefeld parody about Bloodstrike, which is reanimated dead soldiers, so, you know, it's kind of true. Gambit could take out a small army with those little, right? I was gonna say so could Bullseye, but um, can you imagine if Gambit had Bullseye's hyper accuracy? He kind of doesn't need it because it's just flicking and exploding. But if he had like hyper deadly, super distance accuracy like Bullseye, that'd actually be badass. Oh yeah, sorry, discouraged. Sorry, there's a bunch of questions coming in, so I keep missing some. It's a parody sequel to a Liefeld comic. He literally had his hero get his dick chopped off and put in a jar, and the evil lady that took it ran off with it. He never finished that story, and I could not get the idea out of my head. So, like an absolute lunatic, I've just decided to tell the story. So, why? I had to. I got to do it. And this is close. This is down to the last 3 or 4 pages right here. We're like right at the end in terms of penciling them. This is Radiohead, my good man Mauricio. I have a recap. The entire beginning is a recap of what happened before. So you get the concept. You know, he's a ninja. He was on a mission. He ran into his ex-girlfriend. They fought. She beat him. He woke up and she'd cut his dick off and ran off with it. So they had to get his buddy, who's basically Cable, because Bloodstrike was basically Deadpool. So my character is basically a parody of Bloodstrike, which is a parody of Deadpool. And in the comic, they had a character from Bloodstrike called Cabot. He was basically Cable, so I've got a Cable parody. So it's Cable and Deadpool running off to go find his severed dick, which he just found. Like, he's creating. He's got it in the jar. He finally got it back here. I want it to be able to read on its own, make sense on its own. Yeah, there's video on the single book and then the collection where I expected him to finish the story, and he absolutely did not. You know what, Mauricio? I'm going to disappoint you and probably a lot of other people. I was never into Pearl Jam. I'm a kid of the 90s. I was born in 77. Pearl Jam I never gave a fuck about. Like, I respect who they are and what they did and their place in rock music and everything, but they never connected with me. I don't get it. You know? So, it's never been my jam. I couldn't even name a song of theirs. I mean, if I heard it, I'd be like, oh yeah, I know that song. I've heard that, but I don't care. Pearl Jam is not anything that connected with me ever. Unfollow, unsubscribe, block. 100% fair. Queensryche, they have that one song that I absolutely... Mauricio's so disappointed in me. There's like... Queensryche was one of those bands that has that one song, The Silent Lucidity, which to me is like perfect song. And I can listen to it anytime, anywhere, and enjoy it at all times. But that's the only song of theirs that's done that for me. So I like them in that respect, but I can't even say Pearl Jam has that kind of a thing for me. Jaro, you kind of... I got some support, a little bit of support. I was usually always kind of behind the times in terms of who was popular, but there was one band... the whole Empire album is top notch. I know. What is it? Jet City Woman, right? That's one of theirs. I like that one. But when I was younger, I got into Faith No More. What is it? The Epic album. And I swear to God, I was the only person. I was the only one. My older brother, used to make fun of me. He was over here listening to fucking, what's the twin guys that got busted? They're not twins, but the Fab and Rob. I can't think of their names. Like the guys that were faking their music. You know what I'm talking about. I can't fucking think of their names. Milli Vanilli. Jesus Christ, yes. My brother was listening to them and like Bobby Brown and shit. And I'm not making fun of him. He likes what he likes. I liked what I liked. But I was hardcore into Faith No More. And I thought they were so badass. And then it's like you find out later in life, like people say Faith No More. They say Faith No More is your favorite band's favorite band. And I'm like, I was way into them, and everyone kind of got into them retroactively after the fact. I'm like, I loved them as when they were like out, and I know they were popular. I mean, they had a big selling album and everything. But for God's sakes, if I could find one person that was into them as much as me, I remember years later, my brother was like, "Yeah, Faith No More's awesome." I'm like, "You motherfucker! You used to make fun of me because I was into them." You're like, "Yeah, I was stupid." I'm like, "The fuck? Yeah, you were, you piece of shit." No, Mauricio, you're right. When I kind of found out the real story behind what happened with Milli Vanilli, I was like, the guys wasn't their fault. And the songs are actually I occasionally have them pop up on my playlist on YouTube, and I listen to them, and I'm into them. It just sucks that it's not them, but they got blamed for it, kind of everything at the time, and you're like, they were just like young guys. I think they were immigrants, and they kind of got sucked up by, music company who are like, you guys are handsome. We need a face to our music. You can't sing, so here we're just gonna dub it over and just keep it a secret. Don't tell anyone. Yeah, it changed my perspective on Milli Vanilli. Hey, Testy, we saw Tomahawk in concert. The singer, I forget his name. I always liked him. Um, yeah, now everyone lip syncs and no one bats an eye. Everyone loses their minds. I always liked the lead guitarist from Faith No More. The guy was kind of a badass. I was kind of was into that. You got me wanting to listen to Faith No More. Stepped in front of a train. Woo! Just an accident. Jumping into it. Egg test tube. You started your first book and 10 pages takes place in a van. It's killing me trying to make it look interesting. I get it. It's probably the same kind of idea as doing a comic where you got a whole chunk of it where it's just talking heads. So you have to find a place to make it interesting, which I know it's what you're saying you're doing, but it's like just find different angles. There's a bunch of different approaches you could do. You know, try different angles. You know, zoom ins, low angle shots, dramatic lighting, or you could honestly just do like without knowing the context of the story, you could honestly speed your way through it depending on what's going on and just have like a grid layout of panels and draw one and just repeat it. Just copy and paste it and have the dialogue going back and forth to get through a page quicker. I've seen comics do that, and if it's done kind of with intention and not to, you know, not used all the time, like just taking the same panel and just reproducing it, why not? Because if it's dialogue driven, you know, if you got people talking, again, not knowing the context, do a 6-panel grid or a 8-panel, you know, and just draw one panel and just repeat it over and over and over and get them through the dialogue. Because if they're in a van chatting, maybe it's just dialogue driven, so why redraw the same thing? But maybe only do that on one page. But I've also seen artists do it for a couple of pages, but when the words being spoken are so interesting, it kind of drives the story, and you know, you move on and do some interesting stuff later. Yeah, a lot of possibilities, but I get it. It can be like, oh my god, I'm multiple pages in, these people are in a van, I'm sick of drawing cars, I'm sick of choosing random angles on faces. But also, I also try to look at it for myself as a drawing challenge. I have to draw faces over and over and over. This is how you get good at it. Faces are challenging, you know. So then you can just kind of start focusing on how good you render the face and the eyes and the nose, and you just kind of just, sometimes you got to just burn through them. You know, yeah, you come up with a bunch of full-page spreads. Perfect. Why not? That's something McFarlane would talk about. There's one of those old videos, the Stanley videos, where he's sitting there, I think, with Liefeld's with him, and McFarlane's like, "Hey, bud, I know the plot will tell you to do. You got to have a Jeep, and they're on a mountain pass, and a tire goes flat, and it hits the girder, and it goes over the cliff. And you could draw that page in like 7 panels, bud." He's like, "I can do that in 1 panel." And I'm like, I was listening to them say that back, you know, years ago, and I was like, oh my god, you can tell that entire sequence of events in 1 panel. Draw the mountain, draw the road, draw the Jeep going over, draw it exploding. You could draw it in 10 panels, which works perfectly fine if you want to like control the pacing and the timing and the cadence of the scene. Or you could just do 1 panel. And just boom, Jeep's going over the girder and it's blowing up or whatever, you know. So yeah, splash pages, why not? And you could even do, I've seen people do things where like, God, you got me thinking out loud now. Let me get, again, if it's dialogue driven, you got your whole page, you could just do little heads down here in the van, just your little people, just have it be in the little bottom, and you can have the dialogue just cover the entire page. You know, just something simple. Because then it forces the reader to, like, this is important to follow the dialogue, and you don't have to wow them with great visuals all the time. And then you could wow them with the cool visuals later when you're having, you know, giant lizards from space coming down to kidnap our women, so we got to fight them off. So, yeah, there's a million different possibilities. It's just, if you think about it, for me, my struggle is that when I consider how many possibilities there are to tell a story, I get lost in, like, I know the version I'm choosing is far from the best one. There's probably 1,000 different ways that are better, and so I start going through my head. What would Silvestri do? What would John Byrne do? What would Adam Hughes do? What would Rob Liefeld do? Then I feel better about myself. But you start thinking about the masters, and then you end up just sitting around, in my case, doing nothing because I'm pondering, how do I make it better? And I feel like the best thing to do is just sit down and just start drawing. Just sit down, hit the page, hit the ground running, go, and then as you do it and you get it done, you'll start recognizing, like, you know, I did this and it works, but I could see next time I'll do this way. I find myself repeating a lot of poses and angles, and I don't know it until I, like, sit down objectively and look at it later. I'm like, oh, I repeat myself a lot. I need to shake that. But the learning process, I think, like, I guess my ultimate point is, best thing to do is just sit down and just start doing it, and you'll probably you'll learn quicker. Not that you asked any of that. I just kind of started feeling. I started thinking out loud. So you're welcome, sir. Yeah, John Byrne is your guy. Man, that artist edition of John Byrne's X-Men, so good. Patrick Pierce, you find art relaxing? I mean, I think art can be, and it should be, if you sit down and just let your emotions out on the page. Just draw or paint or sculpt whatever you want. But when you're doing a comic, and in my mind, I'm trying to produce a style of work that's been done by absolute masters, and I don't want to embarrass myself. So I want it to be as good as I can do. Therefore, then there's where the stress comes from. So sometimes I just have to stop thinking about it and just start doing it. And let the chip. You want to do good. You hope you do good. I think I did pretty good. You got to give 110%, and you know you got to want it more than they do, and just let the chips fall where they may. Who knows what I'm talking about? What I'm referencing right there. You want to do good. You try to do good. I think I did pretty good. Mauricio, no, I need to overthink every panel until it's perfect. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You know, I missed Sensational She-Hulk. That wasn't anything that I was picking up. I understand it's good. John Byrne, right? And did he introduce the fourth wall breaking in She-Hulk? Did John Byrne originate that? Do good, be good. God good, go Bills. Yeah. That's actually something I kind of would like to find, either in a collection or something like that. That She-Hulk run. I think my older brother had a couple of those books, but I didn't ever pay attention to them when we were younger. You want to know what's a hard damn angle to do? It's a back three-quarter view of a face, where it's not the back of the head, nor is it the profile, but we're coming at it from behind the head, but it's turned slightly into view. Holy shit, is that hard? This one here. I have to do it of this girl. It is not easy. Oh God, yeah. You know what? The ear is tricky from any damn angle. I come up with the visual shorthand to draw it like from a straight on angle. Like if this is like, say, the side of a head, I come up with the visual shorthand to like, I go like this and then like that and then like that. You know, roughly speaking. But, and I always try to make it small and innocuous. But frickin' drawing it from like the side, the back, anything, yeah, an ear is hard. It's a complicated shape. It's some bullshit. Yeah, ears look good when done right. I don't know if I've ever done a good one. I'm like, oh, what do you know? He has long hair and it just happens to flow in front of the ear. You don't have to see it. That's some Rob Liefeld type shit. I cannot see. It's much too real. I remember watching something about Metallica, and they were talking about how the band mixed this song on their own, and they basically like mixed out all the bass. Like you can't hear bass guitar in it at all. And I was like, I don't think you can. So what's the fucking point? I'm not saying they should change the song because it's kind of perfect, but I think the bass player, whoever the fuck it was at the time, is like, you guys, you can't even hear my playing. You can hear the like the deep bass of the drum, the you know the whatever the fuck. I don't know the names of the instruments. Egg put feet with toes. Yeah, I've kind of done okay with that. As weird as it sounds, I feel like I have an easier time drawing a barefoot with toes than like a spandex sock covered foot shape by itself. I always struggle just to get that shape right, you know. And then I started leaning into the old Mignola style, where it's like, here's your calf coming down, and then you got your ankle bones, but then just the shape of a fucking foot. I'm always struggling, like if they're leaping through the air, or if you're drawing it straight on. I always struggle trying to draw it like straight on, or from the side. It's goddamn tricky. But for some reason, if I do it barefoot with toes, I somehow sometimes get it to look better. Yeah, Hub, break it down in 3 basic shapes. Yeah, you're right. I do have to say, as much as I like this song, they do get a little overly indulgent as it goes on, and I'm like, okay, I'm done listening, guys. I'm over. Like much past this part, I'm like, ugh, all right. Like I'm done with it. I'm like, I'm okay. Okay, done with that. Hey, yeah, you feel like in a super suit, nobody's gonna notice if it's lacking. I personally, um, sorry, you personally think beast's feet look like hands because bare feet is easy to mess up. Yeah, that's that's probably. Hub, are you trying to say that my soldier's about dead? Here's about served his life. Let's see if I can't get another sharpening out of him. Look, pencil smudging it. See if I can get another sharpening out of this thing. Yep. Let's see. See if it'll still fit in the pencil holder. Yep, not much left to him. He's got one last hard on to bang away on. Here we go. Let's come to the next panel here. Um, Nobel Prize, action lies. Follow me. This is where I wish I had Mark Silvestri's female body drawing skills. Or J. Scott Campbell, or Jim Lee's. I'll take old school Jim Lee. Like, that issue of Uncanny X-Men where Rogue was, I don't even know where the fuck she was. I don't remember. She like remanifested herself and she dropped into this apartment building undressed, and then she ended up in the Savage Land. Um, Jim Lee's figure drawing was like perfect female figure without over rendering it, over cross hatching it, or over emphasizing the sexuality. Like she didn't have a hyper tiny waist or giant fake looking tits. She had like a very naturalistic kind of body, but still comic book perfect. It was like this incredible balance of like perfectly beautiful. That Savage Land Rogue is, yeah, that shit is. I think that's the best he ever was. In fact, I'm sure I've got it sitting right here. Now I want to bust it out. Oh my God, what do you know? Right there. I wouldn't know what number, but y'all brainy guys. Like, I want to show you a perfect example. Like everything in this book. Let's do a mini review flip through. I mean, look, I know this is going to sound stupid, but like as a kid, what year was this? This is published in 1990, I think it says. So I'm a 13-year-old kid. Like, this was one of the hottest things I'd ever seen. Like, come on, especially in terms of art. Like, you can make comics look this good. She can have that hot of a body. You could put this in comics. The panel I liked most was that little one right there, where she's sitting there. Like, I've said oftentimes, like, Jim Lee will do the big, awesome, giant images, but even he said he's not interested in those as much as he likes the little stuff, and I kind of agree. Like, that little shot of her there. And then this might have been what kind of first clicked my brain into the idea of like a beautiful girl wearing nothing but a shirt that just long enough to just cover her. This shit right here probably clicked that in my brain. Yeah, but she goes diving out the window. Even this shot of Deathstrike here is great. Yeah, Rogue was my first comic book boner source. Like, even that shot right there, where she's spinning the bull roar of what's his name, and like the shadows on her body there, the way he like gets the shadows on like her lower tummy, and like the side lighting of the shadows on her leg with the highlights up the one side. It's so good. And stupid Gateway, he's like just sitting there, not doing nothing. And then where Rogue, she's in the Savage Land, but the shot specifically that I think of is like that one right there. Trying to make sure it's in camera. Like it's, to me, it's just absolutely perfect. Again, it's not over rendered. There's no hyper cross hatching. It's right there in the like believable. Like, I've seen girls with that body, and it's still comic book flawless, but it's not hyper sexualized. So it looks so good. That's where I was like, all right, this Jim Lee guy, yeah. And then I love that shot over there. It's like hot comic book body, but not ridiculous. And then bam, that awesome shot of getting socked right in the face. Good fight all around. And then maybe one of the best drawings of Magneto ever. Like, arguably. I mean, to me, this would definitely be in my top 5, if not number 1, best drawing of Magneto ever. I've got the Jim Lee Artist edition, and that's in there, and you get to see it in black and white, and it just looks so good. stretch and squeeze, life and bounce. Yeah, Jim Lee's women are why he's my favorite from that era. Yeah, this old Jim Lee stuff is just spectacular. I love it so much. So, and I didn't realize it at the time, but as soon as he was done with Uncanny X-Men and hit regular X-Men, I still loved it, but it was like an instant change. It's not the same, and it's never returned. It's never been the same.
Now we gotta go help people customize.
Anyway, where the hell was I? Now that we went on a Jim Lee hot woman. So honestly, I kind of try to do my female figures like that, but I also do admittedly push them. I actually like Silvestri's work a little bit better because he does exactly what I was saying that I don't want to say I don't like, but he pushes it into the like a little bit more hypersexualized with the tiny waist and the perfect, unbelievably perfect giant boobs and stuff. Um, but he's such a good artist and he can make it look so good. That's actually the version I kind of prefer overall. I'm trying to achieve old school Jim Lee and old school, even current Silvestri female figures, and with the splash of Adam Hughes. I don't know what I'm doing. Rather be alone. Right, Hub? If your women are half as attractive as his, yeah. I keep his I keep his book never far from my desk, and his earlier works are kind of fine, but it's when he gets into Wonder Woman, and it's like, oh, I didn't know that a human being could draw, making sure it's on camera, like a face as beautiful as that. That's to me, it's just absolutely flawless in every way. Sultry eyes, a perfect nose, unbelievably perfect lips. Let me bring it up closer. The perfect jawline, that soft lead pencil. Like, it's the most perfectly drawn female face I've ever seen in a way. Especially the eyes. I don't, oh my god, it's so good. And then all of them. I think he says right here, um, he says, the sketch of Wonder Woman for this cover came from a JLA pinup I didn't finish in time. And he says, it is still to this day my favorite Wonder Woman drawing. That is exactly how I picture her, and every drawing since has been a poor attempt to live up to it. I am both blessed and cursed by serendipity. So he says the sketch of Wonder Woman. So I think he's talking about that drawing right down there. Yeah. Yeah, he can draw different phenotypes too. So you're talking about like he doesn't just draw same face. It's like same like roughly Caucasian face on every character. Yeah, he can. Adam Hughes can draw anything. literally anything. This is a close second to like the most perfectly drawn face. Again, flawless eyes, the mouth, and then the hair. So much vibrant life to it. Commercials? And again, I point this out. Somebody pointed out in my comment section earlier how I always point out how good an artist draws boobs on a female character. It's true. Adam Hughes, it always looks, again, impossibly flawless, but actually realistic. Like, I believe that. He's so goddamn good. This book has been beat to shit because I just looked through it so many times. Like, look at the anatomy. I mean, he colors this shit. And he colors in the muscular anatomy. He knows muscles and anatomy like that flawlessly. Yeah, Hub, the different Caucasian types even. The cute and bubbly, the sultry and sophisticated. Exactly. Thank you. I always say I don't have the verbiage, like, I don't have the vocabulary to explain what the hell I'm trying to think or say. But yeah, he can do it all. This is probably why he's slow, quote unquote. You know, he's not fast. He takes his time to make these things look perfect. Like that perfect anatomy on the arms. I think this is where I also got my kind of interest in like girls with muscular arms, and now I actually happen to be very close friends with the girl who's basically a little amateur bodybuilder. Has got the most perfect muscular arms ever. I'm like, oh, I got this from Adam Hughes. This is a book called Cover Run, the DC Comics art of Adam Hughes, and it's one of my favorite things ever because it's just a pile of his works, man. Yeah. And he gives commentary on every page. He talks about what it is, what it meant, what he felt worked, what he felt sucked. He goes on to list like the Alex Ross designed Kingdom Come armor, besides Wonder Woman's traditional outfit, he says is probably the second best possible outfit design for Wonder Woman ever to wear, but he hates it because it's so goddamn complicated to draw. It's like that goddamn armor is so complicated. That Kingdom Come armor is just such a pain in the ass. But he'll do it. See, look, he even does like whimsical shit. Like he's got modern day Wonder Woman looking at old school original drawing of her and giving like the screamy face. And I know I point this out, but I'm like, look at her boobies. Like they're squished down from her outfit. They're not perfectly standing out like fake torpedoes. They're like actual soft, pliable human flesh. And he draws it that way very intentionally. It's so good. I don't get a lot of comic drawing when I get talking about art and what I like, and suddenly I want to flip through comics and art books and shit. And look, no one can ever accuse Adam Hughes of not being able to draw anything but hot women, like full, elaborate perspective backgrounds. Like he can literally draw anything, and he has no official, like like art education beyond being self-taught. Everything he knows how to do, he just taught himself. Always loved this one. It's really good. Yeah, he knows his craft whole cloth. Absolutely. I love this shot. I mean, like, he says he painted in the clouds. Yeah, it's so good. I remember in an interview, somebody asked him, did you ever, like, take art classes in college? And he's like, I think I drove by a college once. You know. He's like, nope, no, I don't. No schooling, he just said he just looked at what needs to be done and just tried to break it down. How do you do this? How do you figure out how to draw figures this way and buildings and everything? He also lists. I wish I could do color. He lists how he loves using the colors teal and amber together, and he loves the contrast of it. I'm like, oh yeah, this lighting, and then her body, and then the smoky kind of backgrounds of the city. It's like, stop it. Even like, look at that cover. It's just that screamy face, blood everywhere, gritted teeth. Complimentary, moody, yeah. Look at that crazy choice of colors in the background of that shot of Catwoman. Like, I would never, ever, ever think to have colors like that. Like, you got her right up front, perched, almost essentially silhouetted, and then just the lighting. And again, he colors all of this. He pencils it, inks it, and digitally colors it in Photoshop using a mouse. An old version of Photoshop using a mouse. Yeah, depth of field, like it feels like it's so far in the distance and like it's snowing. So you can kind of feel like that calm snowing haze in the air, the glowing of the lights. Ah. Like a digital Copic marker. That's a good way of putting it. Great shot. I love just the flat color on the background. It's got this perfect, again, it's an impossibly perfect female body, but one that's absolutely realistic. Like, she's got muscles. She's not got the tiniest waist or these jutting hips. It all looks perfect. And the way he does leather, the highlights on leather, I'm always trying to replicate that. Always trying to replicate his ability to draw like the highlights on leather. And it's like the white highlight shapes on leather are so abstracty. It's like you can only learn to do this by looking at real bodies in like vinyl or something like that to get the idea of where the lighting hits and how it bounces off the form. Like, he does things with the highlights of this that I would never ever think to do. So good. Good contrasty colors with the flames and everything. Like the warm tones up front, the cool tones in the back. Yeah, building your real Rolodex of shapes. Yeah, that fire. Yeah. I mean, you don't even really draw that in. You kind of give some indications in the black and white of like where the flames are, but like that shit's all like painted in with color. Got the little spark, little glowing sparkly elements. Jesus Christ. I love this shot. It's so clever. She's taken a mirror off the wall to reveal the safe behind her. So her hands are in view, but we're seeing her through the reflection of the mirror, but also the backlighting is putting her shadow on the wall. So you see the continuation of her shadow, but it's the mirror. And then look at the hyper detail on the frame of this mirror. It's unbelievable. Good God, it's so interesting. He's got all the detail in the safe. Like, he put all the numbers and all the little notches, and it's in the black and white. He didn't skimp on that. Like, it's in there. And he does everything on the board. It's all ink. He doesn't draw digitally. He'll color digitally. This is funny. This one, he talks about this page here. Um, he says he ran out of time on this cover. The dead-like panic forced him into a strange compositional corner. It says, long story short, Catwoman is in outer space, don't ask, facing off against a mob of DC's most dastardly do-batters. Blah, 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 blah. He says actually about this cover, he says, I personally think that this cover, in defiance of the laws of physics, both sucks and blows. But that didn't stop my art director from submitting this piece to Spectrum, whatever that is, where, in defiance of the laws of what the fuck, it won the Silver Award for comics that year. So he thinks this cover is one of the worst things he's ever drawn, and it won an award. He's like, I just don't get it. Yeah, he hates it. He hates everything about it. You know, he says, if only I felt any sort of pride about the piece. Has a shoot from the hip kind of quality. Yeah, I can see that. This one's funny. If you see the final version, again, we're focusing on her boobs, but that's the point. In the original black and white, if you could tell, he's got those boobs as she's running. They're like lifting up as they jostle up and down as she runs. So they're like in an upward motion. And the editor says, don't do that, please. So we had to like tone them down so they didn't look like they were literally flopping around. And that just makes me laugh endlessly. They also had her ears flattened out in the black and white, and they like, no, perk them up. Yeah, it says this is one of the few pieces where I was asked to make a change. Catwoman's bouncy boobs were a bit much. Yeah, the breast physics. And the face. He talks about that. He says, mostly, I love her face. She looks terrified and exhausted, which is exactly the vibe I was shooting for. It's extremely rare that I pull off what I see in my head. So, yeah. Hell of a booty shot. Great color choices again. This Supergirl, I used to have a poster of this on my wall, and I had to get rid of it when I was going through my divorce. The ex-wife didn't like any of this shit on the walls, even in the basement in my art room. But yeah, just Supergirl just riding an asteroid, entering Earth's atmosphere. It's burning up, and she's just calm and fine. Oh God, the Stanley books, they were, covers from Adam Hughes. It's like, here, do Aquaman. He's made of water. He's like, all right, and he knocks it out of the park. That's an interesting drawing, but it's like, all right, he could be doing shit like this. Look at this drawing of the Just Imagine Catwoman. He drew that entire background. Oh yeah, try that model putty shit. Yeah, I know you're talking about to get that texture on that asteroid. Yeah, absolutely. But I'm just shocked that he drew those back. Not shocked. I'm like, I know he can, but like it looks so tedious. And he does it by hand, but the results speak for themselves, which is why he sells his artwork for like $20,000 or whatever they go for. Like he makes so much money on this stuff. I like this screamy face there. That's good. Anyway, oh yeah, this Gen 13 drawing. Like he knows how to draw those characters. He captured the designs of the characters perfectly. it's kind of a bummer because Caitlin Fairchild in the background here, like her body's kind of lost in the coloring. Um, but I mean, yeah, it makes. I think he says here that he did this pencil drawing and then he just colored it from there. I believe. Let's see. Oh no. Okay, he says the cover you see here is for the collected edition. The prelim on this page is probably the tightest I've ever done. I probably should have just colored that. So no, he did do this, but then he inked it and then colored it. But like, look at the great fire, rainmaker there. Like the feathers, the lightning bolts between her hands, the cute little smile on rainmaker, and then stupid grunge down there. Um, like he can draw any character. He captures the essence of everything. I had this as a full poster on my wall too. I might even still have it somewhere. Yeah, I wonder how much it's worth. Yeah, I couldn't imagine what he would sell these things for. Like you said, he's worth it. Another boob physics. I mean, look at those things mashed in there. I like the black and white one too. It's like he doesn't just draw points and then put little lines on them to cover them. He actually is like, these are squishy things. They flex and they move just like any part of the human body. So it's like realistic physics, but not boring, like some artists that lean into realism so much that it becomes lifeless and stiff. This poor book. I've just manhandled these pages. I used to have this as a cover too. As a poster. I had this on my wall in my art room years ago. I just would stare at it and like the physical body, like it's like the most perfect face. Um, the coloring and the fact that she's just like lazily hovering in the sky so high up, like you see airplanes from the top. The cape, the anatomy of the body in this perspective to have this low angle coming towards you. The angle on, like, it's so good. I stared at this poster. Um, yeah, Mr. Bedrosian. Yeah, it's this Adam Hughes guy. I sit here and talk about who are my favorite artists. I'm always like, oh, it's Sylvester, but then I flip through Adam Hughes's book here, and I'm like, yeah, he's my favorite. This guy's my favorite. Anyway, yeah, look at these pages, how they're bent. This is from me just holding the pages over the years, and it's just warped them. But you know what? I want these books to be flipped through and loved because they're not museum pieces to me. This is art meant to be enjoyed. It's not meant to sit on a shelf and like, don't touch it, you'll ruin the binding. Man, you could suck me sideways. I want to enjoy this stuff. At least my book pages are still in. Yours are falling out. All right. You win. Anyway, back to my meager crap. Now I'm like, ugh. Every time I come back to my stuff, I'm like, oh my god. Where'd I put my pencil? Well, thank Egg. I mean, I appreciate it. Like I said, I do the best I can, and just whatever. It's all we can ask of ourselves, right? Did you do the best you can do? Are you getting better as you go? Then I guess it's a step in the right direction. Well, I've got thumbnails, if that's what you're asking here.
So I need you boys to sign for a couple of 2 packages I got coming from the Amazon. Package.
Package.
They're a birthday present for Marcy and my new hearing aid. That one's real important now because I can't hear nothing without it.
Did you hear me when I called you a butthole?
Well, you're welcome. I knew I could count on you.
What are we supposed to do with these things again? Maybe we'll remember if we open them. Like some kind of earbud box. Let's throw them in the garbage. Open this here. Whoa. Look, Ava. That's right. Ava, wait. Yes, we could smash this crystal thing in the street. And yes, but we can do better than that. And we must. Let's throw it off the roof. Jesus Christ of the Lord God on high, thank you for making me
Beavis and Butthead.
Jesus Christ of the Lord God on high, thank you for making me Post Malone. Thank you for making me rich and have lots of chicks. Amen. Whoa, he doesn't have any armor on his swamp. It's just wide open. And it's hefty, too. Boy, he just doesn't care about his cleaner. An evil rises in Mordor, but Post Malone does not wear any armor on his swamp. Oh, check it out, buddy. It doesn't have a mouth. Yeah. He finally found a chick who can't tell him his music sucks. Shut up, buddy. I kind of like him. He's just kind of lazy. I don't believe it. Yeah, he looks lazy. Yeah, that's cool. He's chewing tobacco. No, he's got like a bunch of tattoos on the inside of his mouth, and they make his cheeks all puffy. He looks cool. Whoa. She grew her own noose, so she could kill herself. Cause he sucks. Shut up, buddy. Kick that. Well, the noose didn't work. I guess I better drown myself. Shut up, buddy. She just needs to go wash her hair for Post Malone. People keep stepping on it. Come on, butthole, hurry up. I don't know, buddy. I'm kind of afraid of heights. Look, ain't such a wuss, Ava. Come on. Okay. Don't look down. Don't look down. Whoa. What a long way. Hurry the hell up, butt wife. Where's the bowl? It was like too hard to climb and bring it up here at the same time. So I decided to climb first and then bring it up here. You know what I'm saying? The bowl was the whole reason I came up here. So get down there and get it. I don't know, buddy. It's kind of scary to try to... How are we going to get down, buddy? Get down. Someone's got to put the ladder back up. So, Beavis, you're going to have to jump off the roof. I don't know, butthead. We're kind of really far off the ground. I don't care. Maybe you could jump? Okay, I've got an idea, Beavis. If you take, like, a running start, you can jump into that tree and climb down. That looks kind of far, though.
Yeah, Mr. Test Tube, no problem. I appreciate it. You know.
Hurry up.
Need someone to draw along with.
Well, I think I'd give it a try. I don't know, butthead. Run as fast as you can, Beavis. Okay, here goes. Don't look down.
Don't look down.
Butthead, help! Help you jump down? No! 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 I don't want to fall! Hold on, Beavis. No! Everything isn't always about you. Ow! It's okay. I'm alright. I don't want to be late for kindergarten. Circle time is fun. Well, never seen anything like that before. Wow. I'll be damned.
I've sketched with, I kind of spent a lot of time in high school years sketching with ballpoint pens.
And which one is what you're calling me?
I got used to just sketching that way with like Bic pens.
Thing over there that's the ladder. Oh, yeah. Thanks, that way.
But in terms of like the good ink, I don't usually fart around with it without having some kind of underdrawing. Ink washes I've done though. I've added gray tones to my art.
Finally, butthole. Hey, halfway. How's it going? You dumbass, what are you doing up here? I climbed up this. It's called a ladder. Wait a second. It was just there.
Damn it, my packages didn't come. Now I don't have my GD hearing aid. I can't hear a goddamn thing.
Help? Oh, guy! Help us! Hey,
Well, looks like I forgot to put this ladder in the shed.
old man.
That's a whoopsie daisy.
Hey, old guy! Get us down from here! Help!
There we go.
Look up, dumbass! Help! Help or something!
Oh, Marcy's birthday present came.
You know, I never had that problem with ballpoint pens when I was just sketching on just regular paper. Like, I always keep one right next to me, and I never struggled with them.
Are you gonna be up here forever, buddy?
I learned that you could get a really like light kind of line and do some like gradients with it, kind of like you see Frank Cho do and a lot of other great artists. I'm not comparing myself to him, don't get me wrong, but if you kind of use a light hand, you could do some really interesting like light gradients with a Bic pen of all things. You just kind of build up your values with it, and
2, 3, 4, 5.
it's just fun to just kind of. I used to do this type of stuff a lot. Just do line strokes and just see what kind of patterns come out, and not think about it, and just see how the lines just kind of come out of the pen. I'm like barely touching the paper, but it still leaves a light, you know.
Can I just come in and take a whiff real quick? That sucks, buddy. Got all ripped for nothing.
I don't know. It's just fun to do. Yeah, might depend on the type.
Our muscles are bigger.
Used to draw in church a lot. Yeah, for real.
Sun's out, muscles out.
But yeah, they're hyper cheap. Like, right? You know, these things don't cost anything.
Something that floats. Whoa, check it out, buddy. This is gonna be cool. There we go. Yeah, she's really into toilets. I think she like brings a toilet with her everywhere she goes. Like to parties and stuff. Does anyone need to take a dump? I got a toilet right here. Come on, don't be shy. That reminds me.
I need some real world reference for this angle. Maybe I could go find my muscle girl, my friend. I'm like, hey, I need a really awkward pose. Can you pose for me? I'm gonna be on a ladder, angling down.
They say it's like to check for.
As long as it's for art, absolutely. I'm like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, it is. This chick does that? Probably. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Then afterwards you can say, hey, baby, I see you put a camera inside my butt. Yeah. Did you like what you see? The inside of my butt is just the beginning. Yeah, because people are more beautiful on the inside. Yeah, foot count. Oh, it's Waldo. Look, down there in the corner. Waldo's gonna climb inside someone's butt. Waldo's like, they will not find me here. I'd rather be in someone's butt than a book. Yeah, really. Butthole. Oh. No, I can't swim. What? Beavis? Did you, like, drowned or something? Are you dead? Hello? Well, now where did those chicks go? What took you so long, dumbass? Damn it, Beavis, quit your barking and start paddling. I gotta catch up with those chicks. Where'd they go? Oh, I think I can hear the chicks, but I think they're up ahead there. Yeah. Sounds like they're like flashing around a lot and like making a loud roaring noise.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
That pencil has served his last tour of duty. Then to send him to the graveyard.
Uh-oh. Beavis, you dumbass.
Photo shooting cute girls for reference is an ongoing studio activity, right? It's for art. It's important. May he rest in peace. Box by myself. How you doing? From Costa Rica. How's it going there?
Okay. Now where did those chicks go? Yeah, look. Gummy worms. I'm hungry. Oh, I think I got some. Damn it, Beavis, quit screwing around. You gotta catch up with those girls. Beavis, you butt wagon. You're never gonna catch the chicks if you're busy playing with your...
You kind of like drawing, but you didn't practice enough, and anatomy is hard. That's true. It is 100%. Yeah, it is. It is a pain in the ass.
Damn it. What happened to that gummy worm? What is all this? Damn it, Beavis. Shut up, Diva. You've almost caught up with the chick. Start paddling.
Ugh. I gotta draw two people kissing. This shit is hard.
Don't let me slow you down, Diva.
Bonjour everyone. We are Blacklist Parkour. This is Parkour POV in Paris.
So, where are they?
Blue Trooper number 97 is probably right, yeah.
Diva, he just said they're in Paris.
No. Oh, I know where it is. It's Houston. Yeah, this is Houston.
Diva, the guy just said they're in Paris.
No. But he has that Houston accent. You can't understand. Yeah, see that? See that parking lot? That parking lot.
Damn it, Diva, it's not Houston.
But I'm tired of you embarrassing yourself if you've never been to Houston, and I have. You need to get over it.
Damn it, Diva, why are you so hell-bent on this being Houston?
It's downtown.
Damn it, Diva, cut it out. This guy's like, hey, how's it going? Sorry, I can't stay, just doing some parkour.
Another thing about Houston, it's actually not the capital. A lot of people think it is.
Damn it, Davis, I don't think about it at all. Shut up.
It's the second biggest city in Texas, and they call it the Longhorn State.
See, Davis, see that tower back there? That's like Paris.
Oh, no, that's one of those, like, big oil drill things. That's like for the Houston oil, you know? Oil is big. We got a gutter here.
Oh yeah. You're right, Davis. That is Houston.
Yeah, see?
I was wrong. I'm not too big to admit when I'm wrong. And I'm not too big to admit that your mom is a slut.
Well, you're right.
Remember that time we went into your mom's bedroom? And that roofer dude was bouncing around like this on your mom.
Shut up, whatever. Wasn't as good as these guys.
Oh yeah. She was all fat and slow.
I don't see the chicks, butthead.
Just keep paddling, Beavis. We'll catch up with them.
Mr. Test Tube, yeah, I'm not going to be going much longer myself. I'm at the 2-hour mark. I'm almost done myself for the night. But thanks as always. Good conversation, man.
Butthead. I still don't see him.
Have a good night, man.
Wait. Look, Beavis. Out on the horizon. There's someone coming to save us. We gotta get ready. One. Look, Beavis. There could be chicks on that boat.
Butthead. Butthead. It's small.
That's right, Beavis. There's probably only room for one of us to haul the chicks, so you'll have to stay here. We'll come back for you. Maybe. 7, 9. now he raised the original tin ceiling tip. Oh, and these sliding barn doors and the right homie touch, Joanna.
You know who's got an even better homie touch tip? My new boyfriend, Butthead.
Hey, baby.
Get lost, you damn hippie.
I love you so much, Butthead.
Get off! Get off of me! Oh. Leave us. You ate all my nachos. No way! You ate all my nachos. You didn't even have nachos. Oh, yeah. No, yes it was. Oh, check it out, buddy. Look at that. See, it was someone else. Not like a clue or something? I guess I don't have to kick your ass just yet, Beavis.
Alright, guys, I think I'm going to shut it down. Call it a night.
Whoa, hey. What's that thing, butthead? I think it's like a bear or something. Sure. Whatever it is, I'm gonna kick its ass. By a mile.
Alright, I'm done for the night, everyone. So, anyone who's still listening or checking in, appreciate it. Catch you later.
This like Thanksgiving or something? Yeah, I think so. When is Thanksgiving?